The American media tells you people are leaving the US for political reasons. Red states fleeing to blue states. Blue states fleeing to red states. Everyone's moving because of Trump, Biden, culture wars, taxes, or freedom. That's the narrative. It's also completely missing the bigger story. Thousands of Americans aren't moving between states anymore. They're leaving the country entirely. And one destination keeps appearing in the data: Malaysia. Not Portugal. Not Mexico. Not Thailand or Bali. Malaysia, a country most Americans couldn't locate on a map 5 years ago. This isn't a retirement trend. This isn't just digital nomads chasing cheap living. This is families with children, mid-career professionals, young couples, and retirees all making the same calculation. America's promise is broken, and Malaysia offers something America can't deliver anymore. I've interviewed dozens of Americans who made this move. Talked to families in Penang, professionals in Kuala Lumpur, retirees in Johor Bahru. And the reasons they give aren't what you'd expect. They're not fleeing politics. They're fleeing something far more fundamental: the collapse of the American middle-class dream. Before we break down the real reasons driving this migration, here are 3 truths that explain everything. Americans are paying $2,000 plus monthly for health insurance in the US and getting better healthcare in Malaysia for $50 per visit with zero insurance. American families spending 60% of income on rent are buying 3-bedroom homes in Malaysia for less than a year's rent in Boston. And American parents watching their kids practice active shooter drills are moving to a country where their children will never think about guns at school. This isn't about politics. This is about survival of the American middle class, and they're finding it somewhere else. Let's expose the real reasons Americans are moving to Malaysia. Reason number 1. Healthcare costs are financially destroying American families. This is the number 1 reason Americans cite. Not politics. Not culture. Healthcare. The average American family pays $1,700 plus monthly for health insurance. Deductibles run $5,000 to $8,000 before insurance covers anything. A single emergency room visit costs $2,000 to $5,000 out of pocket. Chronic illness bankrupts families despite having insurance. The system is designed to extract maximum profit, not provide care. Americans arrive in Malaysia and discover world-class private healthcare at prices that sound fictional. Specialist consultation, $40 to $60. Full blood panel, $30 to $50. MRI scan, $200 to $300. Major surgery, 70 to 90% cheaper than US prices. No insurance needed. Pay cash, walk out. We were paying $2,100 monthly for family health insurance in Virginia, explains Jennifer, a mother of 2 now living in Penang. High deductible meant we paid everything out of pocket anyway until we hit $8,000. In Malaysia, we pay 0 monthly premiums. We pay per visit, $50-$80 total including medication. Our annual healthcare costs dropped from $30,000 plus to under $3,000. Same quality care. Better facilities. English-speaking doctors trained in the US or UK. The quality isn't lower. Malaysia's top private hospitals, Gleneagles, Sunway Medical, Prince Court, are JCI-accredited international facilities that attract medical tourists globally. Americans discover their healthcare is what American healthcare pretends to be. The real reason American healthcare isn't healthcare, it's a wealth extraction system. Malaysia offers actual healthcare at actual prices. For American families drowning in medical costs, this alone justifies the move. Reason number 2. Housing has become impossible for the American middle class. The American housing market is broken. Everyone knows it. Nobody fixes it. Median home prices in major U.S. cities, $600,000 to $1,200,000. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Boston, Seattle, San Francisco, New York, $3,000 to $5,000 monthly. Young Americans accept they'll never own homes. Middle-class families spend 50 to 70% of income on housing. The system is designed for investors, not residents. Americans moving to Malaysia discover housing that's actually affordable, not cheap because it's bad, but affordable because the market isn't financialized into insanity. Modern 3-bedroom condo in Kuala Lumpur with gym, pool, security, parking, $150,000 to $250,000 to buy, $500 to $900 monthly to rent. The same quality in American cities costs $800,000 to $1,500,000 to buy, $3,500 to $6,000 to rent. My wife and I were renting a one-bedroom in Brooklyn for $3,200 monthly, admits David, a software engineer now in KL. We had $40,000 saved for a down payment. Not even close to enough. In Malaysia, we bought a three-bedroom condo outright for $180,000, furnished it for $15,000, and our monthly cost dropped to $300 in condo fees. We own our home. At 32. That was impossible in America. This isn't about settling for less. Malaysian urban housing quality matches or exceeds American standards. It's affordable because housing is for living, not investment portfolios. The real reason, American housing is an investment vehicle that priced out the middle class. Malaysia still treats housing as shelter. Americans are choosing shelter. Reason number 3, work-life balance in America is destroying mental health. American work culture is a mental health crisis normalized as virtue. 60-hour weeks. Constant connectivity. 2 weeks of vacation you're discouraged from taking. Checking emails at 11 p.m. is expected. Burnout is an epidemic. Mental health is collapsing. Americans moving to Malaysia discover work cultures that respect boundaries American employers systematically destroy. Malaysian standard, 40-hour weeks. Overtime regulated and compensated. 15 to 20 days annual leave that people actually take. Public holidays, 11 to 14 nationally. When work ends at 5:30 p.m., work ends. No cultural expectation to respond to emails at midnight. No badge of honor for sacrificing family time. I worked in consulting in Chicago, explains Robert, now working remotely from Penang. 70-hour weeks were normal. Vacations meant working from a hotel. My son was 3 years old, and I barely saw him awake. In Malaysia, I work 40 hours, take actual vacations, and have dinner with my family every night. I didn't realize how destroyed I was until I stopped. Malaysia's GDP per capita is lower than America's. But happiness indexes, mental health indicators, and life satisfaction scores tell a completely different story. Malaysians have time to live. Americans have time to work. The real reason, American work culture sacrificed life quality for productivity metrics that don't translate to better living. Malaysians work to live. Americans move to Malaysia to remember what that feels like. Reason number 4, American education costs are locking families into debt slavery. American higher education is a financial trap. Average student loan debt, $30,000 to $100,000. Parents take second mortgages to fund college. Graduate degrees require debt. Young Americans start careers $80,000 in the hole. The system is unsustainable. Americans with children moving to Malaysia discover something shocking. International schools offering American, British, or IB curricula cost $8,000 to $15,000 annually, total. Not per semester, per year. Quality matches or exceeds American private schools charging $30,000 to $50,000 annually. Our daughter was in private school in Boston costing $38,000 yearly, says Michelle, now in KL. In Malaysia, she's in an international school with an IB curriculum, better facilities, smaller classes, for $12,000 yearly. She'll graduate with an internationally recognized diploma. We're saving $26,000 annually while she's getting a better education. Higher education? Malaysian universities charge international students $3,000 to $8,000 yearly for degree programs. American universities charge $30,000 to $70,000 yearly for equivalent programs. The real reason, American education became a profit extraction industry. Malaysia treats education as education. American families are choosing to educate their children without generational debt. Reason number 5, safety and gun violence make America unlivable for families. American parents accept things no parent should accept. Active shooter drills for kindergartners. Metal detectors at schools. Constant ambient fear of random gun violence. Mass shootings normalized as the cost of freedom. Malaysia's gun laws are strict. Civilian gun ownership is rare. The result? American parents moving to Malaysia discover their children will never practice active shooter drills. Never think about guns at school. Never experience the low-level terror American children accept as normal. My daughter's school in Texas practiced lockdown drills monthly, admits Sarah, now living in Johor Bahru. She was 7 years old learning how to hide from shooters. In Malaysia, guns aren't part of childhood. She doesn't think about violence at school. That psychological safety is worth everything. Malaysia's homicide rate, 2.1 per 100,000. America's, 6.3 per 100,000, triple Malaysia's rate. Malaysia isn't crime-free, but random public violence Americans accept as unavoidable simply doesn't exist here. The real reason, America chose gun proliferation over children's safety. Malaysia chose children's safety. American parents are making the obvious choice. We want to hear from you right now. Drop a comment below and tell us. If you're American, does this resonate? Are you considering leaving? Have you already left? Tell us where and why. If you've moved from America to Malaysia or anywhere else, what was your breaking point? What made you finally decide America wasn't worth staying in? And if you're watching from outside America thinking, my country has the same problems, tag your country. You're not alone. This is global. Your stories. Right now. Reason number 6. Cost of living destroyed the American middle-class dream. American wages stagnated for decades while costs exploded. Rent, healthcare, education, childcare, food, transportation, everything increased faster than wages. The middle class is being hollowed out financially. Americans moving to Malaysia discover the cost of living that allows middle-class existence again. Groceries, $200 to $350 monthly for a family versus $800 to $1,200 in the U.S. Utilities, $80 to $120 monthly versus $250 to $400. Transportation, $30 monthly unlimited Metro Pass versus $200 plus for car insurance alone. Restaurants, $5 to $8 per meal versus $15 to $25. Childcare, $300 to $500 monthly versus $1,500 to $2,500. We earned $150,000 combined in Seattle and felt poor, explains Tom and Lisa, a couple now in Penang. Rent, healthcare, childcare, student loans consumed everything. We saved nothing. In Malaysia, we earn less remotely, but save $3,000 plus monthly. We travel. We eat out. We're not stressed about money constantly. The American dream is more achievable in Malaysia than America. The real reason, American cost of living outpaced wages to the point where middle-class life requires upper-class income. Malaysia's costs align with middle-class wages. Americans are choosing financial survival. Reason number 7. Infrastructure in America is failing while Malaysia's works. American infrastructure is crumbling. Everyone knows it. Nobody fixes it. Bridges collapse. Water systems fail. Public transit is underfunded, unreliable, and often dangerous. The richest country on earth has third-world infrastructure. Americans moving to Malaysia discover modern, functional infrastructure built in the last decade. KL's MRT system is new, clean, efficient, and affordable. Highways are maintained. Airports are modern. Water and electricity are reliable. I lived in New York for 15 years, says Michael, now in KL. The subway is falling apart. Delays are constant. It's dirty, often unsafe, and dysfunctional. KL's metro is cleaner, newer, more reliable, and costs a fraction of what NYC transit costs. It's embarrassing that a developing country has better infrastructure than America's largest city. The real reason, America stopped investing in infrastructure maintenance while Malaysia built new systems. Americans are choosing countries that function over patriotic narratives that don't. Reason number 8. American politics became exhausting and inescapable. This isn't about left versus right. It's about Americans exhausted by politics consuming everything. Every conversation, every social interaction, every family gathering. Politics is identity. Politics is inescapable. Politics is destroying relationships. Americans moving to Malaysia discover something remarkable. Politics exists, but doesn't dominate daily life. Malaysians discuss politics, but it doesn't define friendships. Political disagreements don't end relationships. Life exists outside political tribalism. American politics became a religion, explains Jennifer, a former DC resident now in Penang. You couldn't escape it. Every dinner, every social event, every conversation turned political. In Malaysia, politics happens, but people have other identities. They talk about food, family, travel, and hobbies. I forgot what it felt like to have conversations that weren't political warfare. The real reason, American political tribalism made daily life exhausting. Malaysia's political dysfunction is somehow less consuming than America's obsession with it. Americans are choosing peace. Reason number 9, American retirement is financially impossible for most. Social Security is underfunded. Pensions are disappearing. 401(k)s are insufficient. Healthcare in retirement is catastrophically expensive. Most Americans cannot afford to retire. They'll work until they die or live in poverty. American retirees moving to Malaysia discover retirement is actually achievable. Lower cost of living means retirement savings last decades longer. Healthcare is affordable on fixed incomes. Quality of life improves despite lower spending. We had $400,000 saved for retirement, explains George, 67, now in Johor Bahru. In Florida, that gives us maybe 10 to 12 years before we're broke. In Malaysia, that's 25 to 30 years of living comfortably. We have better healthcare, better food, better climate, more social life. American retirement is a scam. We're retiring better in Malaysia than we could afford in America. The real reason, American retirement requires wealth most Americans will never accumulate. Malaysian cost of living makes retirement accessible on middle-class savings. Americans are choosing to actually retire. Reason number 10, the American dream died, and Malaysians are living it. This is what ties everything together. The American dream, work hard, buy a home, raise a family, afford healthcare, educate your children, retire comfortably, is dead in America. It requires upper-class income for middle-class outcomes. Americans moving to Malaysia discover the American dream is achievable there. Own a home, afford healthcare, educate children without debt, work reasonable hours, have time for family, retire comfortably, save money, travel, live without constant financial terror. The American dream is a lie in America, admits David, 38, now in KL. You can't achieve it unless you're wealthy. In Malaysia, on a middle-class remote income, I own my home, my family has healthcare, my kids go to good schools, I work 40 hours, I save money. I'm not terrified of medical emergencies or retirement. I'm living the American dream, just not in America. The real reason, America sold a dream it can no longer deliver. Malaysia accidentally delivers it. Americans are going where the dream is real. The uncomfortable truth. Thousands of Americans aren't moving to Malaysia for adventure. They're not fleeing politics. They're not chasing exotic living. They're fleeing an America that promised prosperity and delivered financial stress, medical bankruptcy, housing unaffordability, work culture that destroys mental health, gun violence that terrorizes children, education that creates debt slaves, infrastructure that's collapsing, and a political culture that makes daily life exhausting. Malaysia isn't perfect. It has corruption, inequality, political dysfunction, and real problems. But it offers something America stopped providing: the ability to live a decent middle-class life without financial terror. The real reason Americans are moving to Malaysia? Because the richest country on earth can't deliver what a developing nation in Southeast Asia can: affordable housing, accessible healthcare, work-life balance, safety, education without debt, and retirement that's actually possible. That's not a Malaysian miracle. That's an American failure. We want to hear from you. Are you American considering this move? Have you already done it? To Malaysia or elsewhere? What was your breaking point with America? Are you from another country watching this and thinking, my country has the same problems? Drop your country below. Disagree completely? Think we're exaggerating? Tell us why. If this exposed why Americans are really leaving, not politics, but survival, smash that like button and subscribe.